Hi, I'm Manny Aragon, and I'm going to show you a very simple exercise that I use for both assessment as well as spinal mobility and overall whole body movement. And that is the overhead squat with a dowel. In this case, I'm going to use a 6-foot bow. You can use also something simple at your house that you could use would be a broomstick. You don't need a fancy piece of equipment, something very simple. You could also use a flexible belt, which I will show as well. So I have my stick. It doesn't have to be this long, but I'm going to start out. And the key here is I want to keep my arms straight and my hands open. So at some point my arms want to bend and I need to go wider to straighten them. That's fine. I'm going to put my feet about a little wider than hip width distance apart, and I'm going to have them facing forward so they're parallel to one another. Okay. Now, at all times, I want to keep this weight, this bar over my center of gravity as if it had weight on it. So I'm going to pretend it has weight on it, and that's going to keep my form clean. Okay, and that's key. There will be a tendency for one side to go lower than the other. In my case, it's the right side that always tends to go lower. I have to remember and correct. If you've got a mirror, perfect. Do it in front of a mirror. So here we go. And we're just going to lower down. I'm going to keep it up over my head and come back up slowly. And I'm going to go down. Now I want to make sure my heels and my feet stay 100% on the ground. So if my heels start to come up, I've gone too far. I want to go down only as far as my feet stay on the ground. The second the heels start to get light, or the toes, then you've got to stop there, shift positions, see if you can get your feet flat. If you can't, come up a little bit till you can. And only go that low, and then come on back up and down. In my case, I'm going to go all the way down and back up. All right? It's a great exercise for getting spinal mobility, hip mobility, and lots of other things. If you start by doing this to the extent where I told you to, like as you're only where you're able to keep good form, and then you do 9 to 12 reps slowly, consciously, if you do that every day, you will find very quickly your ability to move, your range of motion will improve and increase. So my clients who are not able to get, say, past halfway down, after a few days, they're getting 2/3 of the way down, and if they're even more stiff, then it takes them a little longer. But this will help you get more limber. Now, if you're doing it with a flexible thing like a belt, for example, say you've got a belt, you're going to use a belt on your pants. Pull that off and hold it just like so. You could use a rag or a towel. You want to pull it apart, right? So you're going to be, in that case, hands won't be open, they'll be grasped, and you're going to be pulling it apart. Okay, but again, you keep the arms straight and keep it over your head, and again, when you're going down, you don't want to get an excessive forward bend. If you're doing that, then the weight's going to come forward. If there were plates on that bar, you'd be pulled forward. Same thing, if it goes too far back, you'd be pulled back. So it's got to stay, you've got to get that weight moving in a vertical line. Alrighty, give that a try.